Hello, naughty. Hello, naughty knotters. I hope you are all well and you're enjoying the lovely, bright, sunny, blue sky day we're having around Leicester and Leicestershire. Okay, so this week it's week 9, and we are going to look at and nothing. Well, I definitely gonna learn. Yeah, I will consolidate what I know and see and discover new little gem. We are talking about increase. So the ideal for increase is to make a triangle. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But we are going to, once I get the triangle going and show you the way I'm doing it, we're going to talk about different increase methods. And I don't know. I add in the gaps whatever comes to my mind as I'm doing it. I'm only sharing what I know, and it's just a matter of sitting down, having a cup of tea, having a drink, needles, yarn, create a space and some time to enjoy knitting, enjoying what you like to do and learning more. This is the point of these weekly videos. It's also monthly the opportunity to meet like-minded people, communicating with this lovely soul via the private group on Facebook, and in the background creating squares, assembling squares together to at the end of these 52 weeks offering blankets to a homeless association. I am myself meeting knitting groups and see if we can connect, because another objective is to connect independent yarn shop and knitting groups or crochet groups. Right, enough. Let's go. Let's do it. So, a triangle. So if we look at the square, we stick to 10 centimeter. So I'm going to see, I've done the border on the garter stitch already. Well, it's about time. So the way I'm going to cast on, it's going to be a short cast on. Yeah. And I completely forgot how I do it. Right, so I do one like this. It's going to be a short tail cast on, a knitting cast on. Right. So to increase, and I would say to you, take a stitch marker to mark the row you are increasing. Right, I'm not doing it now, but it's there. Okay, so knitting cast on, or I guess you can call it loop cast on as well. It's one way you can do buttonholes and mirrored increase pattern. I'll just stick that in there. Right. So knitted cast on. So I've got 1, 2. I'm going to start with 3. So short tail knitting cast on. Right, so I'm going to increase, and the increase I'm going to use is the knit front back, what they call the KFB. And obviously, yeah, they've got the purl front back too. But that if you do purl stitch, you want to keep the consistency of the row, the stitch you're doing. So if you need a purl, you have the increase in purl, and if you do knit, you've got the increase in knit. I think I'm being obvious here. Right, knit. So knit, as you knit, yarn over, come out underneath, going behind the needle and catch that leg of the origin of the stitch. I'll do it again. Right, you can increase at the beginning of each row, you can increase at the beginning and the end of each row, and you can increase every stitch. So if I increase here, I'm going to have 6 rows. That might go too fast, as we want 20 rows. Would that be too fast? It's going to be a flat triangle. You can increase at the beginning of the row and the end and knit the next row. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Increase the beginning of the row, knit the rest, and increase at the end of the row. Up. Right, so that size, yeah, I think I'm going to put a stitch marker here to remind me that I've got to increase at the beginning of the stitch on that side. And here I'm going to knit normally to give some, to grow the increase kind of thing, to expand the increase. There we go. So that row is normal. I found myself on the other row, and I'm going to increase at the beginning and the end. So up, over yarn, yarn over, I come out underneath from the front, and I'm going to catch the back leg. Here we go. I knit the middle. And I increase the last stitch. So knit normal, yarn over, come out at the front from the bottom, go behind the needle, the left hand needle, and catch the back leg. Oops. Right, so knit, yarn over, yarn over, come out at the front by the bottom, go at the back, catch a leg, the back leg, and knit. Right, next row, normal. Consolidate what I'm doing. I keep knitting and see how it goes. I increase that row. Yes. I shouldn't knit the first stitch. You saw me knitting the first stitch of the row. But because I increased that row, I do it. So the back leg. There we go. And I knit the rest. And the next row. Right. Is it growing fast enough? I don't know. We'll see. So, because it's a normal row, I don't need the first stitch. And she does. Muscle memory, they call it. Yeah. Right. I've got my stitch marker. It's on the increase row. Could be a bit tricky, this one. Oh, yes. Okay. Seems to work so far. Right, so let's talk about other increase. So this is the KFB, knit front back. You half knit the knit stitch and you use the leg of the stitch to create a new stitch. Using it when you need to show a defined increase line. Yeah, the stitch goes in a different, let's see if we can see anything here. You've got a line here and here, something's going on. But here, yeah, and here as well. This stitch, it's normal stitch. Right, so that was for the front, the knit front back increase. The second one, it's to make one. It's nearly invisible. You just lift the yarn between the two stitch and you knit into it. So I don't need this one. I'm gonna need this one. And if it's invisible, okay. And we're gonna lift the yarn between two stitch and knit into it. So you see the two stitch. That might be an easy one. Here we go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Don't you dare. Did I catch it? Yes. There we go. So that would be my first. We said it was a normal. It's a normal row. So, okay, let's go back. We undo this one. We need this one. Let's knit that row normally. Oh, it's interesting this week. That's going to be an interesting triangle, won't it? Right, so we keep the idea of increasing at the beginning and at the end of the row, the stitcher marker row. I'll get there. Right, so it's this row. So I don't need this one. I will make sense one day. I'm going to pick on that yarn and do it and knit it. Here we go. Fantastic. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's the second one. Second time they happens. But to be honest, it's only fair for me to make some mistake on the video. Because it's never completely straightforward when you knit, you know. Never, it's never is. So you need the rest of the stitches. And let's lift. Let's make one if it's invisible. Oh, I think I like this one. And I'm gonna pinch the yarn when it looks, yeah, it's obvious here. I'm gonna do it here. Here we go. 1, 2. Right, let's do a normal row. Don't need the first one. Right, so that was a second method. It's called the make one. It's said it's invisible. We'll have a look. I'll do another couple of rows and we'll look at the work. So do we have to learn all of them? Obviously not. Practice a couple, 3 of them and see what you are more comfortable with. So let's do another make one. So I don't need this one. I need this one. and I'm gonna knit that one. There we go. And I'm gonna knit that one. There we go. Does that look more regular? Something there. So which one is the right side and which one is the wrong side? You decide. Right, normal row. It seems to work. Whatever the weather. I mean, whatever the stitch you choose. So we've done the yarn, the make one, the yarn over. So the yarn over, you wrap the yarn over the needle before you knit it. You knit the next stitch, and that's it. So let's try. So I don't need this one. Like this, and I knit the next one. So you just create a loop, and that's the YO, the yarn over. I will recap, I promise. If I forget, you shout. I may not hear you, but you can shout. Right, before the last one, yarn over. Okay. So remember the yarn over. Now I'm going to knit them by the normal row. Oh, isn't it clever? So I don't need the first one. I need that loop. Oh, I like this one as well. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Okay. So what did I do? I didn't knit the first one. I yarn over and knit the next one. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Aren't you glad that there is a stitch marker to remember the row you are increasing? I am. Yarn over. Yeah. Here we go. And this one is a normal. That's normal row that's going to knit the yarn over with it. And you recognize it because it hasn't got that little bump on it. Can you see that? Normal, normal, yarn over, bump, bump. Okay. Don't need the first one. That was my loop. Right, I feel confident with that increase. So let's see if there's another one to learn. So far, I do like the KFB knit front back. When you take between the two stitches, make one and the yarn over, so that's 3, not bad. The pearl front back. Let's have a look at this. So let's say we're making a pearl row. Ooh, that I'm worried. Right, so I don't need this one. Tack, tack, tack. And then where do I go? Like that. Ooh, have I done it? I don't know. Right, I'm going to leave this one aside. Please, 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 in the comment on the private group, if somebody can do the pearl front back with the PFB and could make us a little video, that would be so sweet. That would be grand. So please, amongst the 9 subscribers and the 23 members on the Facebook private page, if someone can make a video of the pearl front back for everybody. And that's it for the increase. So I'm left. Okay, I admit. Not yet. Let me defeat. I don't think so. I just was made aware of something I didn't know yet. Is it a defeat? No, of course it's not. Well, I don't know. You think what you think what you want. Right, I think we're going to be humble and we're going to carry on doing what we were doing nicely. So let's compare. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So let's carry on a little bit. It's 31 minutes. So that's the increase. So which one I'm going to do? I'm going to do the one between the 2 stitch. The make one where I lift the yarn here and make another stitch. Well, maybe not this one. Let's say this one. Yes. Right, I shall carry on. I hope what I came up with makes sense to you. I hope you learned something new. I hope you're going to be excited to practice. Choose a couple of them. I believe the knit front back, the KFB and PFB create what is it? I want to say 2 different slash forward or slash backward. So you've got a line going toward the left or a line going toward the right when you decrease. Or is it, there's also the combination of, why is it? There's a no, it's decrease. No, it is decrease because I'm thinking about a hat. So it is decreasing. Okay, we're not talking about that today. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more stitch, one more row, normal row, and I'm gonna bid you goodbye. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. So I'm really getting now, we're week 9 already. I mean, we're week 9, I already get out of my comfort zone. It's okay. All is well. It's nice to learn new thing and kind of feel the awkwardness, it's a bit nerve-wracking, but it's okay. We can do it. We are professional. Ha ha ha. I'd rather stay humble. Right, there's a hole here. Why is there a hole? And there's a hole there. Okay, again, if someone, that's supposed to be, is that because I picked it up? Aha, that's interesting. Do you notice that? If you pick the yarn, it's supposed to be invisible. Invisible. And it's not. Right, so much so far. The one I prefer is my knit from back. And on that note, I shall put my needle down and wish you a good week. See you next week. I did promise the video on Friday, and the last one uploaded on Monday afternoon. Well, let's see what happened this week. Bye. See you. Thank you very much.